quite often I'm asked if performing a second set would really make that much difference. And the answer is, not only would it make a difference, but going from 1 set to 2 is the biggest mistake of all, for it is the biggest increase possible, a 100% increase. Going from 1 set to 2 sets represents a 100% increase in the volume of the exercise, making for twice the inroad into recovery ability, and that's how it should be properly viewed. Often, when taking a new client through a workout, he'll note the fact that I have him performing but 1 set per exercise, whereupon he'll ask, "But Mike, you only had me doing 1 set. I feel like I should do another set." And I respond to the effect that the feeling he has is fear, specifically a fear that he hasn't performed enough exercise to stimulate growth. And that if he could provide me with 1 good reason, not 2, just 1 good reason why I should consider allowing him to do 1 more set, I would consider it. And after all these years as a trainer, not 1 single individual has ever given me 1 good reason. And that is the issue, listener, precisely how many sets one should perform. If you honestly believe that 1 set is not enough, it is incumbent upon you to tell me precisely how many sets are required. Which brings me to the second fundamental of bodybuilding science, the issue pertaining to volume. Many years ago, Arthur Jones made a statement that struck me as remarkably intelligent and very important. He said, and I quote, "Mike, the issue of volume, or number of sets, is a negative factor or influence, period. Insofar that one trains at all, whether he does 1 set or 100 sets, volume is a negative thing here. And that is because any exercise makes an inroad into the body's limited reserve of biochemical resources known as recovery ability." Close quote. To help you understand the concept inroad, you might visualize an in into the road or a hole being dug into your body's limited reserve of resources. You perform 1 set and you dig a small hole. A second set, a deeper hole. A third set, an even deeper hole, and so on. This is a negative thing here, for the deeper the hole gets, the greater the inroad into the body's limited reserve of resources, the more of your body's resources then have to be used in the attempt to fill the hole, which is recovery, leaving that much less left over or available for building the mountain on top, the muscle. Ideally, one would stimulate growth with 0 sets, then none of the body's resources would be wasted on recovery, with all of it being used for growth production, and one would grow so damn fast it would stagger the imagination. However, at this point in time, I haven't figured out how to stimulate growth with 0 sets. Just joking, of course. Overtraining, by definition, means carrying on any more exercise than the precise amount required to stimulate growth. Most, however, seem to regard overtraining as something only kind of negative. Overtraining is much worse than that. It is precisely that which militates against muscle growth production. Don't make the mistake of thinking that overtraining is merely wasted effort. No, it is counterproductive. Again, it is exactly that which prevents you from growing. When you are finished working out, you don't feel the same as you did before the workout, do you? No, you're exhausted. And by exhausted, I don't mean merely in the personal sense that you feel very tired or fatigued, but also in the technical sense that you've exhausted or used up a considerable portion of your body's limited reserve of resources merely to fuel the workout. You actually feel like you're in a hole. You're tired. The first thing the body must do following a workout is not grow, but recover, overcome the inroad. That is, fill that hole. Or as I like to say more precisely, compensate for the exhaustive effects of the workout. Or more simply, replenish, restore, put back what was used up, put back what was there before the workout. The body must first replace what was there before the workout, or compensate, before it can put back more than was there before the workout, or overcompensate, which of course is what growth is. Recovery is putting back what was there before, i.e. compensating, and growth is putting back more than was there before, i.e. overcompensating. Recovery, therefore, precedes growth. And if you train again before the body has completed both the recovery and the growth processes, growth production will be compromised, short-circuited shy of 100 possible units. Important here is the fact that the process of recovery alone may take up to several days or longer to be completed before the body even has the opportunity to start producing the growth that the workout merely stimulated. Please note the distinction between growth stimulation and growth production. And if the trainee works out again before the recovery process is completed, he will short-circuit the growth production process and merely start digging another hole.